Hey, I want you to take a deep breath and listen closely. If you're here today, it's because you're likely dealing with one of the most frustrating feelings, losing someone you care about. Maybe it was a sudden change, or maybe there was a gradual pullback that left you confused, hurt, and unsure of what went wrong today. I'm going to walk you through how to get her back, not by begging or pleading, but by changing your approach, your mindset, and ultimately your life. This is not just about trying to fix a relationship, it's about fixing you, becoming the person who can attract love, respect, and connection again. Trust me when I say this isn't the end, it's just the beginning of something much bigger. Let's vulnerability versus neediness dive in. Number 1, understanding the difference between vulnerability and neediness. You see, one of the biggest mistakes many men make when they feel like they're losing a woman is they start acting out of neediness. They start over-communicating, sending multiple texts, calling too much, apologizing repeatedly. You need to understand that vulnerability is very different from neediness. When you express your feelings, honestly saying, "I miss you" or "I still care," that's vulnerability. Vulnerability is powerful because it shows authenticity, but when you cross the line and start desperate texting, chasing her down, or trying to convince her to stay, you create pressure. And here's the thing about pressure, it always pushes people away. Think about it for a second. If you were her, would you want someone who's constantly in your face begging for attention, or would you want someone who's strong, calm, and knows their worth? The second option is infinitely more attractive. Now, I'm not telling you to cut off communication completely, because honest expression is important, but I am telling you that no one is attracted to desperation. Instead, express your feelings from a place of strength. Not need. Number 2, control boundaries. And control boundaries, human nature, human nature. Here's another thing that most men miscontrol is an illus, but boundaries are everything. You might have heard the term relationship dynamics before. What this essentially refers to is the balance of power between two people. If you're constantly available, always doing things for her, always waiting for her, you're giving up your control. Now, I'm not saying that relationships should be all about power struggles, but there must be mutual respect and understanding when you lose sight of your own boundaries. To accommodate her every whim, you signal that your needs don't matter, and that's never attractive. But here's what happens when you establish boundaries. When you value yourself enough to say, "This is where I stand, and I'm not going to compromise myself just to please you," it changes the game. She'll see that you respect yourself, and that creates space for her to respect you too. Boundaries don't mean being cold or distant. It means not allowing her or anyone else to treat you poorly, just like you wouldn't allow anyone to mistreat you in any other situation. Number 3, scarcity versus abundance. Mindset. You've probably heard the term scarcity mindset thrown around a lot. And let me tell you, it's the one killer of attraction when you feel like you need her in your life or that you can't live without her. You're operating from a place of scarcity. You're focusing on what you might lose, not on the possibilities ahead. Here's the mindset shift that you need to embrace abundance. This is the secret sauce that attracts women. An abundance mindset means knowing that you are valuable, that you are enough, and that if she walks away, you'll be fine. You're not chasing her because you need her. You're doing it because you want her in your life, and you believe that if it's meant to be, it will be. If you're focused on the future, always thinking about the worst-case scenario, then that's what you'll get. But when you focus on all the potential options and opportunities you have both with and without her, you send out a completely different energy. Trust me, it's not about being arrogant or selfish. It's about having self-respect. And guess what? Women love it when a man values himself. Above all else, number 4, how to stop overthinking. Obsessive thinking happens, and how to stop. Okay, let's address something that's probably going through your mind right now. You can't stop thinking about her. It's like she's on a constant loop in your head. You're replaying every text, every conversation, wondering where things went wrong. But here's the thing, you're addicted to the idea of her, not the reality. When you get caught up in obsessive thinking, you're focusing on what you don't have instead of what you can build for yourself moving forward. Here's what I want you to do. Stop trying to figure out what happened and start thinking about what happens next. You need to break the cycle of overthinking. In fact, overthinking usually leads to more self-doubt and confusion. Not clarity. Instead, redirect that mental energy to yourself. Focus on developing new habits, new passions and new goals that have nothing to do with her. This is how you break free from the obsession. Rebuilding yourself. Number 5. Rebuilding yourself and regaining control. By now I hope you're starting to see that getting her back doesn't start with her, it starts with you. You need to become the best version of yourself again. Focus on building yourself back up mentally, physically, and emotionally. This isn't about becoming someone else or changing who you are. It's about returning to the strongest, most confident version of yourself that she first fell for. Hit the gym, focus on your career. Take time to reconnect with friends. Find hobbies or goals that excite you. And don't just let them be distractions. Let them become part of who you are. When you do this, something powerful happens. You shift the dynamic. No longer are you the one chasing after her. You become the one who commands respect and admiration from everyone around you, including her. It's not about playing hard to get. It's about being so busy living your best life that she becomes curious about what you're up to. Let's wrap up. You can get her back. But it's going to take time, self-reflection, and a mindset shift. If you follow these steps and really focus on becoming the best version of yourself, the results will speak for themselves. Whether she comes back or not, you will have gained something far more valuable, a better understanding of yourself, and a renewed sense of confidence. Remember, getting a girl back isn't about being perfect or changing who you are. It's about showing her and yourself that you have something special to offer, regardless of what happens. Keep growing, keep evolving, and never settle for less than what you truly deserve.